Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm the NFL Junkie, and today we're going to be talking about something that's always a hot topic, during the springtime, the NFL draft. With the combine right around the corner, as well as the draft, I'm going to be deep diving into my top 5 prospects. Now, I want to preference that by saying this, these are just where I rank these players as of right now. This is always subject to change. We're still a month away, about a little over a month and a half away, so this is just at this true moment where I'm ranking these guys. Because, we all know right before the draft, players love to rise, players love to fall. Scouts, change what they think on different players. So, as of February 24th, 2025, these are my top 5 draft prospects. At number 5, we have Georgia safety Malaki Starks, one of the best young defensive players in this draft. Stark stands at about 6'1" and weighs 200 pounds, 208 pounds, around that area. Gives him the ideal frame to be an NFL safety. But what really stands out for me, especially on film, is his awareness and his IQ. This dude is a true ball hawk safety, and he's not only a ball hawking safety, he can come down and play inside of the box in the run game, disrupt these outside runs, inside zones. He's truly versatile as a player because, a safety that can tackle and come down and disrupt the run is truly so valuable in today's game. He has, elite range on the field. You'll see him cover ground so fast, closing in on receivers. In the blink of an eye, he's there. His makeup speed is so incredible. He's truly an explosive cover guy, making him a dangerous weapon, He's a potential turnover machine every down. His ability to read the quarterback and his awareness, it's top notch. He's just not waiting for the ball to come his way. He actively puts himself in the ball's way. This guy can cover slot receivers, running backs, tight ends, and depending on your number one, he can cover your number one receiver. That's what makes him so dangerous. In terms of NFL potential, I think this dude is an impact starter out the gate. He's not going to have to develop and sit. He's not going to have to learn. He's not going to have that veteran presence in front of him. He is that guy. He will start on, I would say, 14 to 16 NFL defenses right now. He is their starting safety. Overall, I put Malaki Starks at 5 because I see the ceiling that he has. I see the mental makeup he has to be an NFL player, and the freak athleticism, the creative ways to get in the way, the cover ability, the run stopping ability, the versatility that we talked about. This dude is the real deal. Moving on over to Malachi's teammate, Jalen Walker, stands at 6'2", 245 pounds. This dude has freakish athleticism for his size. And for me and many others, what sets him apart from many linebackers, coming into this draft is his versatility. He's not a one-trick pony. The defenses can use him multiple ways, whoever gets him. He's an edge rusher. He's off-ball. He can cover. Great tackler. Great in the run support. He's an all-around player. He can do it all. His skill sets, his pure athleticism, his raw ability to get to the quarterback will translate so well into the NFL because you're getting a project. Yes, he is polished, obviously, but his ceiling as a pass rusher can be lifted so high. One of Walker's most impressive traits to me is his speed and explosiveness in his first step. This is a guy who can close the gap so quickly, whether he's tracking down a ball carrier in the open field or if he's rushing the passer. Just because he's an edge guy doesn't mean he plays truly like an edge. This dude has sideline to sideline speed. Don't count him out on plays that you think he's out of, because he will be right there to get a tackle. And if you combine that with his fluid movement and quick change of direction, because this dude is a freak athlete, you got a linebacker who can really do it all. When it comes to rushing the passer, Walker's explosiveness really shines. He's not just a traditional linebacker. His athleticism allows him to attack the quarterback as an edge rusher, getting quick pressure and forcing these bad throws. He can stand up and rush. He can be down at end and even rush. I still think he has a lot of success there as well. I think that kind of, versatility at linebacker is something that NFL teams are desperately looking for. Think of maybe a TJ Watt type of player, but not even TJ Watt can play off the ball like he can in cover. So it's just super highly impressive. Many linebackers struggle in coverage, but Walker has demonstrated the ability to cover running backs, tight ends, and even some receivers in space. And yes, you heard me right, in space, not just from a sideline perspective. This dude can truly cover slot guys. He has elite vision and quick reactions, and he has a super high understanding of route concepts, and it allows him to stay with his assignment. And that high IQ allows him to break up these passes like a cover guy and even record some interceptions. This is a linebacker who can contribute in all three phases of the game: run defense, pass rush, pass coverage, and he can make tackles. This makes him a super incredibly rounded player. And against the run, Walker has the same level of intelligence and instinct as he does in the pass. He reads plays quickly, gets downhill, and isn't afraid to take on blockers. He sheds really, really well, and he's a tackler who wraps up and finishes. In terms of his NFL projection, Walker is the type of linebacker who could come in and contribute early. His ability to play all over the field, whether it's, rushing the passer, covering in space, stuff in the run, it gives him so much versatility that you can't just overlook. His blend of athleticism and his intelligence, IQ, sideline speed, he's just one of the more complete linebacker prospects and one of the most complete pure prospects in this draft. Next up, we're talking about one of the most dominant interior defensive linemen in college football. Of course, it is Mason Graham. At 6'4", around 310 pounds, Graham has the ideal size for NFL defensive tackle. He's a true presence in the middle. He disrupts runs, gets off blocks, sheds quickly, combining power, quickness, and a relentless motor that makes him a nightmare for opposing offensive lines, especially on the inside. But what really sets him apart in his combination of strength and technical ability, he's not just a big guy who can clog up space. He's a player who can win one-on-one. He's technically sound. He understands his skill sets and he knows how to use his leverage, and that's a huge asset, especially at the NFL level. One of Graham's strongest attributes is his ability to disrupt plays in both the running game and passing game. He has excellent hand usage, consistently uses his hands to shed blocks, gets in the backfield so fast, whether he's taking on double teams, battling single blockers. Graham is so relentless. His initial burst off the line of scrimmage, his first step, is so impressive for a man his size. I mean, you should not be moving that quick off the ball at 6'3", 320. He has a great sense of timing and can put his hands up to deflect passes. He can cause quarterbacks to rush the throws, force, certain plays that shouldn't be forced. And his ability to get in the backfield and just disrupt plays on a consistent basis makes him super, super elite. He's not just relying on his raw strength. He understands how to use his body, how to use his leverage, how to use his weight, how to get in the way. He has a great bull rush. And he takes advantage of any weakness that he will see in an offensive line. In terms of the running game, where do I begin? Graham is a stout defender who can occupy blockers and control the line of scrimmage. And I mean control with dominance. His ability to anchor against the run play is so top tier. He's tough to move off the ball, and even when offensive lines try to create running lanes, Graham wins the blocks anyways. And it makes it hard for ball carriers to get any yards on this man. He has great physicality. He has a low pad level, helps him hold ground. His ability to disengage, get off of blocks, find the ball, and attack. Come on now. Top run defender in this draft for sure. He's super consistent. You don't see him take plays off. His motor always running, like I said, And whether he's in pursuit of the ball, engaged with a blocker, this dude is constantly giving his all. That relentless style of play makes him such a valuable asset for any team looking for somebody big in the middle. He's a guy who will bring intensity. He will bring effort every snap, which is exactly what you need from your interior defensive lineman especially. His combination of strength, burst, technique, and effort will make him a favorite defensive tackle for the next level in the NFL, where teams are looking for defenders who can win both in the pass and the run. Graham's skill set translates perfectly. He's the kind of player who can make an immediate impact. And overall, Mason Graham is a top-tier defensive tackle. He's a complete player who can dominate both in the run as a pass rusher. He's got a great blend of size, power, technique, timing, IQ, And this is why I'm ranking him so high, because pass rushers are so valuable. He can turn the tides of a game without question. Now at number 2, let's talk about one of the most explosive edge rushers in this year's draft, Abdul Carter. Standing at 6'3", 259 pounds, Carter is quickly emerging as one of the most exciting pass rushing prospects. It's clear that his combination of size, speed, and relentless motor makes him a top tier player to watch. You know, he's got the length, the power, the athleticism, makes him a serious threat off the edge. His burst off the line of scrimmage is something I've seen zero of from any other prospect in this draft. I mean, his first step is so violent, so fast. He is always the first person off of the ball besides the center, of course. His ability to disrupt the passer is arguably the most valuable trait, the most highest amount of pressures in this draft. His pass rush skills are top notch, and he has the kind of explosiveness that can completely alter a game. His bend around the edge is what makes him so dangerous for offensive linemen to deal with. His speed is unmatched on the defensive line. You often see him dip under tackles and turn the corner with absolute ease, and it creates chaos within the backfield. He's a physical presence against the run also. His primary strength obviously is rushing the passer, but he's proven to be a solid run defender as well. Carter can definitely hold his own at the point of attack, uses his strength and his discipline, his rush lanes to stay where he's at, shed off blocks, attack the ball carrier. And just like Mason Graham, this is another dude who has such a high motor. He's relentless. He's always trying to make plays, always trying to be involved in plays. You will always find this dude around the ball, no matter what, no matter the circumstance, no matter the score, no matter if he's getting blown out. He is a team player who will give it his all also. And you know, that's not really something you can teach. That's just a mental trait that he has. He's a leader. So that's another really valuable asset I think that he has. Overall, I think Abdul Carter has the highest ceiling of anybody in this draft. His combination of, speed, strength, relentless pursuit makes him a game changer off the edge. He's the type of player who can consistently disrupt the offense. He's got such a high ceiling. He can quickly develop into a top 5 pass rusher easily. I would keep an eye on Abdul Carter and whatever team that takes him for sure. Next up is the Heisman winner himself, Travis Hunter. I mean, you want to talk about pure athletic ability. This guy's got it. We all know what he can do as a DB. We all know what he can do as a receiver. He is truly elite both ways, and yes, I mean that. And his ability to attack the football on both sides makes him one of the most unique players in this entire draft. He can go up, get a ball. He can go up, intercept a ball. He's got great size, a little undersized on the weight category, but, not that big of a deal. I mean, let's look at guys like Devontae Smith. It don't matter. It won't translate over, I promise you. You want to talk about a true guy that can give juice to an offense and a defense at the same time? This is your guy. He is as smooth as they come in coverage. His ability to mirror receivers, stay in phase with their routes, maintain tight coverage is something you don't see in many college corners, if any at all. I think this year there's only one other guy that can do that, and that's Will Johnson. All due respect to Will Johnson, he don't play both ways like Travis Hunter does. So I think that's what truly separates him from everyone else. Staying with the defensive side here for a minute, another thing that's really impressive to me is his recovery speed. Even when he's beaten on a rep, his speed and athleticism can almost carry him to catch back up with the receiver. You can't truly outrun this dude in a foot race, and he's got that true shutdown corner potential. Teams will be looking for a guy who can lock down top receivers, especially on a consistent basis like Travis Hunter can do. And then there's his offensive ability. Hunter's versatility is something that not many cornerbacks possess, and it's clear that he's also a true number 1 wide receiver. Okay, maybe not true number 1, but he's definitely a certified number 2 slot guy. He has great route running ability, and since he plays both ways, he understands how to beat certain press coverages, zone coverages, whatever you want to call it. He high points the football. He's a great jump ball guy. Has really good hands. I won't say elite, but has really good hands. He's a dynamic athlete with the ball in his hands. In the NFL, Hunter's unique two-way skills could be utilized in so many ways. And Hunter is a corner who has all the physical traits that succeed in the pros. His ability to cover the top guys, shut them down, erase them off the field is elite. And then you look at the offensive side, still an elite player. He doesn't lose any step on the offensive side of the ball. He's an elite wide receiver as well. And overall, he's just a football player who can make plays happen no matter where it is on the field. And any team could use somebody like him, especially. He can create turnovers. He can score touchdowns. He can do it all. And that's why he's my number one. Thanks for watching.